Here's Rob Newbury teaching you how to paint better.
If you find this video helpful, remember to subscribe, hit that bell notification button and give it a like, and I'll make more like this. Something I wish I knew when I started, and it works. Thick over thin, otherwise known as fat over lean.
Okay, right, the starting tip here is how to lay down your paint. I know when I started trying to get it down, it was all just one big goopy mess. Keeping it simple here, three primaries and white.
Paint straight from tube, mixed a flesh tone, keeping it thin. Use thinned down paint like watercolor by using paint thinner. Keep it clean or it will muddy your color. You can also thin down your paints with mediums like linseed oil. With mediums, use as much as needed. Less is more. Less medium means more color vibrancy. Next layer, straight from the tube, no medium or thinner. Mix up enough thicker paint. Lay it down in one stroke, one more if you've got more paint on the brush. If it's not covering, pick up more paint or turn your brush and paint again. Here again, it didn't cover fully, so I turn my fully loaded brush and put one layer down again. Remember those under layers were thinned down. Now can I paint over the top? Yes I can. All you need is thicker paint. If not covered fully, load your brush again or turn your fully loaded brush and lay down one stroke again. Now what if you've already got a thick layer of paint down? Thick enough paint? You can. See that the side I brushed with picked up a lot of paint. The thicker the paint, the more important using one stroke is. The more strokes means you're mixing the paint. So especially when you're practicing, keep the mixing on the palette. The more strokes, the more it mixes. This is much easier to manage with thinner layers underneath. So if your paint gets too thick to handle, don't be afraid to wipe out, better yet scrape out with a palette knife. The thin layer makes it much easier to manage. Even though the layer is thinner underneath, you can see the dark color underneath picking up and mixing. You can see the paint transferring into the palette. Now just like learning an instrument for the first time, you want to practice keeping your tones clean. Now if there's a little bit of paint on your brush, just thoroughly mix up some more color. If it's too much paint, it will muddy up your color, especially if it's a highlight or high chroma. If it's too much, clean your brush using your choice of paper towels and paint thinner. Try to use an odorless one, Gamsol being the most studio friendly. It will all give off fumes, so keep a well ventilated area. But I've heard you can use safflower oil as a non-toxic alternative, and this can act as both your medium and brush cleaner. Once you've cleaned your brush, mix up your color again thoroughly and lay it down. I want to show you something else here. I'm taking an empty brush. Now if your brush is empty, it will wipe out the paint on the surface. So getting enough paint on the brush will lay it down. Not having enough will pick it up. The more strokes you lay down, the more it mixes. Use a one-stroke approach, and if you don't have enough to cover, and to save you a few trips back and forth to the palette, load your brush up both sides, mixing up the paint well. Stroke one side down, and if it didn't cover well, turn the brush and stroke again. Thick over thin. If you find this video helpful, remember to subscribe, hit that bell notification button and give it a like, and I'll make more like this.